Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we continue our series in JavaScript. In this series, we try to answer some questions that you may face in your JavaScript interview, and and that's it. And if this is something that sounds interesting for you, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will never miss a video. And let's start into it. So the question that what are lambda functions, or what are the arrow functions? I guess most probably it will be what are arrow functions. So basically lambda functions, also known as the arrow functions, are featured introduced in ECMAScript 6 ES6 that provides more concise way to write anonymous function in JavaScript. They are called arrow functions because we can use this syntax, this arrow syntax in it. And arrow functions have more compact syntax compared to traditional functions expressions and provide lexical scope for this keyword. First, let's just try to create another one. So first, let's talk about the syntax. So here, let's const. Let's call it add, and it will be a function. This one will be a normal function. Const add will equals function. So it will be a and b, and I will return a plus b. Oh, sorry. In the arrow function, well, let's get const. Yeah, okay. Const add to add one. Let's call it like that. So this is the difference in the syntax. Arrow functions are simplified here. It's way more simplified. And actually, you can just do it like, you can just directly do it like that, and it will still work. So basically, arrow function is way more simplified than the regular expression function. We don't use the function keyword. There is no function keyword here in the arrow function. And the other thing that I want to talk about, like, we don't have no return keyword, like for a single expression. Like if the arrow function of arrow function body consists of a single expression, you can omit the curly braces and the return. By doing that, we can just doing it like that, and it will work. The other thing that we want to talk about, the lexical this binding or this keyword, this binding or this keyword. So basically, the arrow function capture this value from their contains. So for example, like if we have this function, I could create something called this.count equals 0. Equals 0, and after that I can just like play with it and maybe like a set interval function and play with it, and yeah, like maybe let's say if like it will be count this.count plus plus. So basically here, but we can't do this in arrow function. So basically arrow function doesn't have this keyword. So arrow function capture this value from their containing lexical context, which is the context in which they are defined, whereas regular functions have their own this context, which can lead to some scope issues. So yeah. We have also no arguments object. Like if you cancel, you can cancel the log here. You could cancel the log arguments, maybe like .0. You can cancel log and you find something here. However, if you try to do it here, let's just try to give it like that and return. And just try to here you will get an an error. Yeah, that's right. Here you will get an error. So the arrow functions do not have their own arguments object, and instead they inherit the arguments object from their containing function or lexical context. So basically, the arrow functions are particularly useful for writing short, simple functions and for maintaining the lexical scope of this keyword. However, they may not be suitable for all situations, especially when you need to access the arguments. You need to access the arguments object, or when you define methods within objects that require their own this context. In such cases, traditional functions, expressions, or function declarations may be more appropriate solution. So in conclusions, an arrow function is a shorter syntax for function expressions and does not have its own this or arguments, and super or also doesn't have new target. These functions are best suited for non-method functions, and they cannot be used as constructors. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you like my description. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and see you in future problems.